Alright, so this is the lake at Zzyzx. It's the fountain running. Doesn't run all the time. Across the desert over there, you can see beautiful downtown Baker. Looking over, this is where the Mojave tui chub, it's an endangered species, is in this lake, and only this lake in the world. And this is the Desert Study Center. There's 2 rows of these individual cottages, and then there's the 2-story building behind. And then there's kind of the main building there with a little bell tower. If you look, there's up on top of the hill, you can see a wind generation system. Or in the back, there's some solar cells. Down that road is where the bathroom is. Down that way heads out to the main road and out. There's a parking lot behind the buildings here. And this just heads out to the end of the street. And it's in this main building up here on the right where most of the stuff we do is. So this is kind of the area we do our stuff. Let's give you a sense of what it's like walking around. First door, that's the Zzyzx store. And then there's main building. You can look, if you look down the road there, the building way at the end of the road, that's the bathroom. You can see our dinner bell. And this is the main building where we hold most of our science sections. This is a small little museum. So there's the stuff we've been working on for the mud battery. So the salt bridges and the chambers. The library in the back. The classroom. And you can see little displays. Comfy sofas. And heading towards the back, kiddos. So this room is kind of the main room and presentations and stuff. And you head out the back. And this is the breakfast dinner area. Fire pit. It's the only other bathroom straight ahead. This is some of the old facilities. It looks like they actually put a pool in here again. I see standing water and it looks painted. You can see the propane we use. This was part of the old facility. You can see they had done some stonework and stuff here. It's all based around this little hill that we're to my right. This used to all be ruined. Looks like they're slowly starting to fix it. Last time I was here a couple years ago, this pool was not fixed. That's awesome. Next time I come back here, I'll have to go. So the original guy sold like mud stuff. And so I believe, from what I understood in the stories, these individual troughs, you could like, they evidently had them separated up for people to go in and mud bathe. And then so you had a whole bunch of these. And then they had a larger pool here. You can see out, and they would actually go out into the, that's Lake Mojave's bed out there. And they would go and set up and dig out little spots for people to lay in. Sorry, there's a pool, so I gotta at least see what this is. And it feels pretty nice. It's actually clean water too. It doesn't smell like the sulfur. So this evidently burned down on them a long time ago. This is a natural spring area, so there's like water just under the surface. So you can get an idea what the location was like when people first came here. Back in the 1800s, they had a army fort here and all kinds of stuff. You can see the upper part of the area, and around the corner you see the windmill. You can see out here, it's beautiful, beautiful area. I like it anyway. And you can see some of the old buildings. From what I understand, they eventually hope, it could take decades to kind of refurb some of these old buildings. You can see it's just all gutted out here. Gives you an idea how big the facility is. Just all kinds of things set up. If he had paid his taxes, he would have kept it too. Of course, he never bought the land in the first place, he just squatted it, so. You can actually walk this trail all the way around. I don't know if I will or not. I thought it was kind of fun. You can see some of the footprints actually left. If you walk around here, there's actually naturally occurring little water wells. I was going to try to walk out to one of them for you, so you guys kind of get the full sense. You can see on the other side of the hill, although this hill goes back quite a ways, stargazing from the top of this is outrageously awesome. Look up in there, you'll see a little cave. Evidently it was used by Native Americans way in the past. This area has been an inhabited site for a long time, being way out in the desert but having water. It's amazing how many people have found it. Water is really brackish, so I'm surprised people were able to use it before purification. I suppose if there's a will, there's a way. You can see the grass is getting heavier. Now if you notice, even these, try to put them up, you can see there's even patterns now. These kind of stack up, making walls and such. Over here where you see the greenery up ahead, you can see some of those walls I was telling you about. It's pretty sizable. right up ahead here is one of the usual areas. There's water. You'll see the plants are becoming more leafy and succulent as you get towards the water source. And right over there to the side, you can see standing water in the desert. Some of these pools are pretty dense. The one up here is really quite deep. This one I always found pretty spectacular. You can see the measure mark on it. So it's actually a deep standing water. That's beautiful. The path goes back around. I might actually walk the whole thing. Kind of started it, so. There's a lot of interesting stuff. Where there is water, there is life. I've only walked around this once before. Maybe I walked around more than once. I don't really remember. I think it was only once though. Try not to take big jumps down the hills here. Hoping this isn't too shaky on the camera. It's like this nice gentle breeze blowing. It's warm, but the breeze actually makes it pretty tolerable. I guess it feels like maybe 80 or something. You can see the bushes blowing in the breeze. You can see the stacked walls. I believe that was from the army occupation time. If you look out there, you'll see linear patterns, big square spots, where they kind of sculpted out the mud. This is one of the areas they evidently ran tractors out. You can see that platform I was talking about. It's one of the areas they'd hollow out the mud. The water's just under the surface, so they'd hollow and make big mud pits, and supposedly people would pay to go out there and lounge in the mud, quote unquote healthy. In my opinion, it kind of results as snake oil sales. Here we come to some more of the army fort stuff, I believe. So you can see the back mountains behind us. You can see some of the reinforced trenches. Makes a nice secure area though. The big hill on the one side and the really big hill on the back. You can see some of the stone wall construction. Ground is really soft because it's kind of mud under the surface. Head over this way. tracks of those who have preceded me. You can see lots of palm trees all across this whole little section. And if you look over that way, which is back towards where we're heading, around the end of this, even more. You know, you can tell people when they hit this spot, they were in Fat Happy City. Up ahead, we're coming to one of the little road sections. This is near the entrance where I pointed out the street goes in. There used to be a borax mining operation out here, or something along those lines. So they built this road. I think they had a little 20-mule train thing going on. So you can see the telephone lines. And heading further down and away. But this, now you can see where I came from right back there. That's the hill I've been walking around. Now we'll head back to Desert Study Center. I suppose technically I'm still on the land of Desert Study Center, but we walk down this way. We'll head past where my mud battery is. Be able to see the solar cells. If you look to the left over there and ahead, you'll see some solar cells peeping through. Get a lot of wind through here. Get a lot of sun. So it makes sense to harvest those. If we can add biological fuel cells, not that that's going to make an awful lot of difference in their power, but it's just kind of a cool thing. It's a test bed. They have so much alternative here, as I think giving it one more, it's almost fitting. It's so beautiful here. I don't think I could take the hot months of the summer, though. March and 80. That's you can see the solar arrays. That's kind of the shop building up ahead on the right hand side. Caretaker trailer is past that. Now you can see the solar cells on the left. If you look, you can see some really neat geology, like the strata layers turned sideways. And of course, a lot more stuff set up for manufacturing and construction that's in various states of disrepair from the earlier stuff and construction work in the 50s. Under that guy, I can never remember his name, who originally built most of what's the Desert Study Center as a mud clinic thing, whatever. In the 70s is when it was turned over to Cal State. I think 73 or something like that. You can see there's kind of storage building and whatnot. The white Jeep of the guy who's in charge of it. And to the left, that's where the lake that has no fish is, where my battery is. This is not how I walk to my battery normally. We're almost back to where we started, walking all the way around. But with your permission, I'm going to go by the battery. I need to collect my sampler and take a look at what the measurements are. So you can see the larger lake here. Now, this is not as big as the big one over there. You can see down at the bottom that little Ziploc storage thing that's holding my data logger. So you can actually see down there the very tops of the wires going in. That's going into the graphite. Here's my data logger. Yeah, it's up to 1.3, 1.4. So I'm going to grab this now. Because I want to pull the data off. See that black one and this kind of pipe. This is where we did the one a couple years ago, which had carbon fiber and stuff in this. Oh, back up the hill we go. You can see the parking lot ahead. It's the caretaker's house. See Mojave and chub. Remember, it's the Mojave Tui chub in that little lake. GoPros get pretty warm actually when you run the video this long, evidently. You can see our familiar windmill from a different direction. Here's a continuation of the road going straight at Baker. It's not the road we take, of course. There's a new road that hugs the bottom of the hill. This is the parking lot we use. The bathroom is behind those, main bathroom anyway, behind those palm trees on the right. Palm trees on the left. Hide the houses, and that's the little individual houses. And it's a two-story building was the one I pointed out from the lake. You can kind of see the bathroom to the right over there. Go by my room for a sec. There's something I was going to get from my... Oh no, I already got it from my room. Well, I'll walk by my room anyway. Maybe. I'm in this room here. You can see they're kind of like individual rooms with little balconies. And this is the main one. Never gone up to the... This is called the castle, the two-story part. Never gone to the second floor. There's a whole ramp that goes up there and stuff. That's usually where the students are. They often put the girls up there. It just never seems right. Anyway, so these are the individual little units. There's two rows of them. It's A and Z. And you guys see you walk down that thing to the Z's, and the A's look out on the lake. And if you look out there, you'll see the fountain again through all this. So you have now been taken on a full tour. You can feel like you were here. I sure miss you all. Come over here. We'll end it at the little area telling you here's what you got. It's a beautiful place. Someday I hope I can bring you guys here. Yeah, I need to go get this data log put in. And it was fun taking you on a tour. Those swings, when I wrote the paper here in like 2 days and got sent off, I was so happy I sat in one and swung. I actually don't remember which one it was. I think it was the one on the far right there, because it was the tallest and gave me the best leg room. It just seemed so freeing once I was done. There's Ernesto. Well, I love you all. By the time you get this, I'll already be there. But Hopefully you're having a good time. I miss you.